Welcome back, folks. What a time to make another video. Wouldn't you say so? Past couple calls, pretty much since I've started streaming again, have been extremely successful. But, right, so last video we spoke, we've been continuously speaking about this W pattern, right? Last video we were about here. We were saying, if this continues and you haven't bought any yet, you want to wait on this retracement because you need to wait on the W pattern breaking this line. And then if it does, it'll break up, come back down and retest this area as support, which is doing right now. See this? It's actually dropped a wee bit lower, but you know, it's not going to be bang on, right? This is just statistically speaking, this is how the pattern plays out. Look it up, W pattern in trading. So, this is your measured move, right, for this W pattern. Bloody hell. Having a wee bit of technical difficulty right now. Okay, so you would take that and you would do that. That's for that same level here when it breaks this centre wee bit of the W. So your measured move for it to finish this pattern is another 50%, right? 50%, and that would put us right pretty much in line with this diagonal trend line. So again, by the time this actually, you need to wait here, right? See these waves, this blue momentum wave, this is going to come down a bit like this, probably a wee bit more like that, not quite get to the zero line. Money flow will do roughly the same, VWAP will do pretty much the same as here. So that's what we're looking out for. We're waiting on this kind of, hopefully just it'll continue kind of trading down along this line here, and then you'll get the next move up, right, if this is to continue. So how do we know if it's going to continue? Well, time will tell, right? But there is other indicators you can use. You can use some moving averages, you can use loads of different things. You can use fib extension levels. There's a copious amount of ways to look at the chart, and it gives you more information as to what's going on without checking on-chain data, right? So if you look at this yellow line here, this top line, it's a 21-week moving average. The bottom line here is the 200-week moving average. The way you want to put these on the chart, you come up here. If you've not done any of this before, here's a wee lesson in charting. Go up to that box there. This is TradingView, right? But I'm using Market Cipher, which is a software I've got on top of TradingView, but you have to pay for it yearly. I've got a lifetime subscription here. It's like $1,000, but it's really worth it. If you've not got any of that, if you want to put this day 2 trend lines on, come up to here, click that, put in moving average, and then you just go, you can go on that one there, simple. Click that twice, click on, it'll come up here like that. When it comes here, you click that, see if you click that, it'll disappear. Click that, then you can come to here. Start date, end date, you can change how long it is, or you can go to style. Let's see here. So here, long-term trend, right, that's 200, so that's 200 weeks. And that's what you'd want to change. Because the base for them, when you put them on the chart, the base for them will be 9 weeks. But 21 week and 200 week are the most accurate, I found, and most other people have found. You can see it here, how it's trading along it nicely. So that's what you're looking for. Right, this is on the 12 hour, go up to the daily. You can see on the daily, right, you've got the red dot on the daily here. We're looking for this momentum wave to just keep bouncing along here, along this 53% average. So that'll, on the smaller time frames, that is actually this coming down a wee bit and this coming down a wee bit, but the price staying relatively the same, right? Because momentum, if no one's selling and no one's really buying, the price will roughly stay about the same, but your momentum will still go down, right? The money flow will still go down because there's no any new money coming in, and there's no really any money leaving. There is slightly, but nothing compared to what was added to the price, added to the the asset to make it have this big run out. That's why you had this big run up here. So on the daily, DBSI is 14, so it's mid-range what you're looking for, which means the price, there's no, the sellers and the buyers are kind of balancing each other out right now. You've got the golden cross, we spoke about, it was right here we made the last video, because we were talking about this golden cross, right? We've made the golden cross, probably it's going to continue coming down a wee bit and it'll bounce along it like this, right? If this move is to continue and we get this 50% move roughly up to this diagonal trend line. If it comes up to here, another area of confluence is it'll be just in line with this, right? When the price came up to this point last time, it got rejected, right? And it's never came back up to that point here since Wednesday the 11th of February until now. Right, so what's that, 6 months? So that's a big area of resistance right now. So area of resistance, again, it comes down, going to bounce along here, and then you get it up to about here, and it's probably going to do the same, bounce along this area. See how that lines up with that? It'll bounce a bit like that, and then we're hoping for another pump up like that. It might do that, drop down a bit and then bounce up. Who knows? We cross that bridge when we come to it, right? Weekly. On the weekly, look, the money flow hasn't even went into positive money flow yet. VWAP's heading down, RSIs have split, momentum's up, but it hasn't clipped yet. So you're still going to get likelihood is you're still going to get a big move up before you have a retracement. Likelihood is, this is all probabilities. You just look at 1,010 of these charts and you look at what patterns done what, and you make a analysis, say how many times what move done what, and that's where you get your probability for going forward. Right, it's called back engineering or back testing, however you want to call it. Right, so that's Pulsechain. I can see the Pulsechain just kind of going sideways or maybe down a wee bit for here and then getting another 50% move up over the next couple of weeks. Hex. Hex is like 200% move we've had in the past. I remember when this was coming down here and I was saying, look, this chart will reset itself. It will reset all this pain in a matter of weeks or days. And look, how long did this take? From here to here, 65 days. And we've just reset all that price and went higher in 14 days, 2 weeks. Right, so you had 2 months of the price gone down, hating life, and it just wiped up all that and went higher than that point there by about 50%, and it done that in 2 weeks. That's why it's important to just keep dollar cost averaging, keep buying when the price has gone down, and then just dump all the bag, right? So what's going to happen with Hex now? Well, it's a 200% move. We've had a bit of a retracement, like 30% retracement, something like that. But 20% retracement. Likelihood is we're going to continue going sideways or down a wee bit. Like 200% move, you're looking at roughly a 30% retracement for your previous move, which is a healthy retracement. Right? You can see momentum's coming down, money flows slightly coming down, but it looks like it's curving back up a wee bit. See how it's curving like that wave? Well, you would think that with that curve, it's going to continue curving back up like that, right? You would think, and that potentially is what's going to happen. right? The way you can do that, like look at that and see if that's going to kind of carry out as you go down the time frames. So we're on the daily now, you go down to like the 8 hour, see what it's saying on the 8 hour. See, momentum's down on the 8 hour, the blue wave, it's at the 0% line. It's actually dropped below it a wee bit, it's down below that yellow wave there, the VWAP. RSIs are split, so there's high volatility. This is probably going to go down, I'm not going to lie, this is probably going to go down to about here. Retest this area as support. If we go back up on the daily, you know, we're sitting like on this line here, see this red dotted line going across? The price has kind of bounced along that line quite a few times, right? You can see that in the chart. Right, so we're back on that line there. So this is a massive area, a support. It was support here. It broke down below it, making it resistance. So as the price came back up, it's fighting against resistance and it's looking to confirm that area of resistance as support. That means that you're looking for the price to kind of maybe come down a wee bit and then get back above it and then hold this line. You know, hold this line. And if it holds that line, then that line is now support. So if the price was to do that and then come back down, then that you're looking as that line is now support and no resistance. Whereas here, you know, it came down and it held it as support and you had this massive move up, came down, tried to hold it as support, got rejected. And when it got rejected there, you know, it stayed under that area for nearly half a year. So that's a massive area of resistance that we're on now. We're actually, well, it's hard to say if you're above it or below it, you know, there's a lot of traded volume here, there's a lot of traded area here, so time will tell if this holds, but you're looking for, Hex is so strong, man. I mean, you see the moves that it's been having is crazy. Every day, you know, it was up like 20%, 10%, every single day. Like we've seen here, 14 days it pumped 200%. Crazy, man. P-Die. You know, P-Die is, some people hate it, some people love it. The thing is, just focus on the core coins. Pulsechain, Hex, Incentive Token and Pulsex. I would suggest focusing on them. P-Die will probably make you money, but there's some people that hold a shitload of P-Die. And they need to, if it was to peg, like you would, I don't know how many people would have hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, that's the way it is, you know. But it'll make you money because it pumps like mad. It's up to you if you want to hold on to it and hope for the best or no. But I mean, we bought it here. You know, we're up like 20 odd X for here. Here. Yeah. 25. 16x it's up right now. So, I mean, look at this traded area. It's holding this well as support. That's a big rejection right there. You can see it in the momentum wave. That's a crazy looking momentum wave. It's like an iceberg. But you can see it's constantly getting rejected at this point. So if you look back, what's happened at this point previous? So you can see the price here when it pumped out through that, tried to hold it as support, it got rejected and it stayed below that point for quite a time. Nearly half a year, you know, 149 days. So this is a massive area of resistance right now. It's resistance because it's trading underneath it, or it's trading along it and it's no managed to hold it as support, no really. You know, it held it here obviously, and you had a massive pump through there away, you know, away that was like another 30x or something. But then when it broke below it, it's no managed to break above it yet. So we're hoping that this can hold it, get above it, and then hold it as support. The same as Pulse and same as Hex, you know, it's all the same. Momentum's heading down, money flow's heading down. So yeah, there's no much to say. It's up to you. If you believe that it's going to hold this area as support, then you sell. You know, why would you sell? Because it's going to break out of this. If you didn't think it can hold this, then you'd want to keep going down the time frames every day and see what the trading's like on it. But this is an absolute shitcoin, let's be real. I mean, it's went to zero like 3 times, but who knows, it might peg at some point, who knows. Personally, I just focus on Pulse, Hex and Incentive, that's my main 3, but I hold PDI too, quite a bit, but millions of it, but I don't know, it's worth a gamble, you know. But Incentive, I would far rather hold Incentive token than PDI. You know what I'm saying? So, will I rotate all of that PDI into Incentive? Probably if we have another big pull down, but I mean, looking at the amount of incentive that gets brought onto the market and looking at the liquidity in it and like fully diluted valuation and on-chain data, like out of everything, Incentive is probably going to pump the most, I think. I mean, look at what price it got up to when it on launch. Go up to $70. Look at that. Insane. Doesn't even fit in the screen, man. What would that move be for here? $37x. You'd get a 37x on Incentive token. You know, if it went back, you put £1,000 into this and it goes back and it does 37x, and there you go, 37 Gs. So like, that's what the thing, like, is it worth holding altcoins in Pulsechain right now, when the core coins have got so much upside potential with far little or far less risk? You know what I'm saying? So, again, red dot on the momentum wave, money flow's kind of gone sideways, VWAP's just about to head down, money flow's about to head down. Red dot hasn't confirmed yet. You need to wait till tomorrow until that red dot's actually confirmed. Like here. You know, this price could just head back up right now and that red dot will disappear. So, massive area of resistance here. You know what I mean? Like, how many times has the price came to this area, this red dotted line gone across right now, this horizontal line? Price has bounced along this area for years, literally years. Like, how long? Well, actually, for here was the first time it touched it. And it's back here now. Years. Like 2 years. Massive area of resistance right now. Because we're kind of trading under it, below it. We're no above it, right? We're no above this level here. So it is resistance right now. People will probably argue with that, but I don't give a fuck. How many times has the price came down to this level and no managed to break out of it and stay above it? More, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right, so it's resistance. You need this price to kind of either break down and get back above it, something like that is what you're looking for. It's not going to do that, but it's going to do something roughly like that. It's realistically, it's probably going to come down a wee bit, break up a wee bit, and then pump up like that. Break down, large sell off, pump up like that. Because that's what it does. Look at that volume, look at that there, that candle. The volume in that. Look at that, the volume in that. Look at that. That's just vertical in like 5 days. %255%. In how many days? 13 days. It's actually over that a wee bit. So 12 days, it done 255%. That's what this shit does, right? So If you're no in Pulsechain right now and you want to get in, personally, stick to the cores, I would say. Pulsechain, Hex, Incentive, and Pulse X. What flavour of ice cream do you like? Pick one. They all do different things. They're all phenomenal, and each one of them you could make a ton of money and then use that money to then either go into farming, like no farming, well, unless you want to be a farmer, but I mean go into Pulse X and farm it, meaning you gain an incentive token, or just stake your Hex, get the yield of that, and you can live off that if you make enough money. That is the goal for this kind of stuff. Right, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.